All right, you guys, what's going on? Hopefully, you guys can hear me, man. Yeah, I apologize about what happened earlier. So, yeah. But anyways, though, let's jump back on the topic, though, right? We're talking about the uncomfortable truths, right? The uncomfortable truths. And then also, we're talking about preferences because people out here won't respect your ass if you got a preference. And then also, too, people don't know how to accept the uncomfortable truth or to be able to communicate the uncomfortable truth. You understand now? Please click the like button as you come in. Make sure also to engage in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I would appreciate that. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Okay. All right. Engage in the chat. I appreciate it. Press the like button, press the subscribe button. Okay. But, anyways, when it comes to the uncomfortable truth, I believe, and I teach my daughter this too, that when it comes to dating or just in life, man, even with your boss at work, sometimes you got to discuss things that are very uncomfortable and put that stuff out there. You just got to. You understand? All right. If you put yourself out there, right? And guys, let me know if you can hear me, okay? I don't know if you can hear me loud or not, okay? It says my microphone's working, but I want to make sure that I'm hearing every damn body, okay? All right, cool. And everybody can hear me. The thing is, when it comes to uncomfortable truth, right? A lot of people can't take that shit. They can't take that motherfucking shit. Fuck no. The uncomfortable truth, the uncomfortable truth. Who do you believe honestly can take that shit? Who can take and accept, the uncomfortable truth? There's not many people that can actually do that shit. You understand? I know I can, and then I can't. I'm just human, or whatever. And again, when it comes to preferences, motherfuckers don't respect you if you got a goddamn preference. They don't respect your ass. All right? They just don't. All right? I'm going to give you some examples of uncomfortable truths. I'm going to give you examples of preferences that I have in my life. And then I'm going to base it based on general things and general circumstances that men go through and people go through in general. You understand? All right. Please click the like button as you come in. Also, type inside the chat and let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Go to the chat for those who are watching and type in there. Yes, I can hear your ass. Okay, bet. Cool. All right. I would really appreciate that shit. You understand? Thank you. But anyway, the uncomfortable truth, right, is pretty much though information that needs to be discussed that motherfuckers don't want to discuss at all. I'm gonna say it again. Information that needs to be discussed that motherfuckers don't want to go ahead and actually know at all. You understand? All right. All right, cool. And I got my two moderators. Shout out to Cortez Smith and Carlos said I can hear your ass loud and clear. Thank you. They starting to trickle in. Thank you guys for clicking that like button. See, look, motherfuckers are starting to come in. See, I told you. Look, Carlos, I told you. When you start streaming from YouTube, motherfuckers, you be surprised they come in this motherfucker. Okay, you be surprised. Okay, they will come in, and you be like, damn, yeah, shit, for real. Like you'll look at your monitor and you say, okay, there's about two people, and in about like 5 minutes, like boom, you got about 50 people or 20 people, whatever. I don't know. It just happens that way. That algorithm they got is a bad mofo. Okay, all right, especially if it reaches out to your subscribers and new people. So, but that's what you want, though, man. That's what you want. You want my job on this channel is to get the information out to the men. Okay, get the information out there. Okay. Now, when it comes to the uncomfortable truth, let's talk about this. Okay, you guys seen the thumbnail about the uncomfortable truth. We also talking about the preferences. Okay, the uncomfortable truth comes in where I talk particularly about like dating. Okay, when you date a woman, man, you got to get those uncomfortable questions out the goddamn way. All right, you have to. Okay, like for example, when we talk about sex, when we talk about marriage, when we talk about moving in together, right? When you date this woman, you need to find all this information out, man. For example, if you're not trying to have babies, right? And you find out this woman is trying to have babies, why are you dating that woman in the first place? You need to end that shit right then and there. Because of the simple fact you guys are not compatible. I wouldn't bank on the fact that, oh yeah, I got a condom, I can hit that shit. And then after that, I'm gonna be cool because I can't have no kids. No, if she wants to have kids, right, and you bust it inside of her or that condom slips, leaks, breaks, got a hole in it, whatever the fuck, she's going to have that baby. You fucking understand that shit? She's going to have the fucking baby. Okay? All right? So what you do is be polite. Hey, look, it was nice meeting you. We had a great time. But hey, you know, I'm gonna have to break this up. That's it, because I don't want to waste your time. You want to have kids and I don't. You understand? That's the uncomfortable truth. She might be fine as a motherfucker, but she want to have kids. She want to have kids. If she ain't on birth control, just like Tom Leykis said, it is easily to determine right there and assume that bitch want to go ahead and actually have a baby. She wants to have a baby. She's not on birth control. Just assume that she wants to have a baby. She does. Okay. All right. Another uncomfortable truth when you talk about this on dating is marriage. That's right. All those things. If you don't want to get married and she wants to get married, you shouldn't be dating her. That's just what it is. Not you saying, well, you don't want to get married. Just as she does. But then when she hears you say, well, I've changed my mind. I don't want to because I really like you. No, no. Because we all know on this channel, women change their minds just like that. They change their minds very fast, very frequent, right? They change it all the goddamn time. Carlos Red said they break. TM just walked in here. What's going on with you, man? TYM. Yeah, man. So, anyways, you shouldn't be dating a motherfucker that doesn't fit the same expectations, goals, though, or what the hell you want to do. You just shouldn't. Okay, I tell these guys all the time too, man. When you guys also talk about marriage, talk about prenuptial agreement. When I made my video on vetting, I talked about the testing of the prenuptial agreement. You understand? You ask her right off the gate, what is her values on marriage? What is her values on prenuptial agreements? If she says anything to these extents, right? All right. Doesn't matter if you want to get married or not, but if she says anything to these extents, and as follows. You tell her, right? You ask her, she want to get married. She said yes. And you ask her what's her opinion on a prenuptial agreement. She says anything like, well, I think it'll break our love. And I don't see why they got that. I ain't trying to take a man's money. These are all red flags you guys need to be looking out for. All right. If you guys watch Attorney James Sexton's video, all right. Attorney James Sexton, all right. Attorney James Sexton broke it all the way down. And he said this, and I follow. If a man or a woman gets a prenup and they have those discussions throughout the marriage, prior to the marriage, right? There's going to be a high probability they're not going to use it because they're having those discussions, the important discussions, the uncomfortable truths, I don't believe that my house should go to you. So if in the event we break up, this house goes to you, and knowing that it's been inherited from my family, or if she comes to him and say, look, I don't figure that my 5 gas stations and Home Depots and should half of that should go to that man because her family gifted over to her. As long as you guys having those continuous discussions, right, there's no need to use the prenup. But that one dumbass dude, that sit up here and says, oh, we'll get married, we don't need no prenup or whatever, right? And if the lawyer is nice enough to ask, and suggest that you should get a prenup or whatever, right? And he's sitting back and he's hesitant. He doesn't want to have those discussions with his wife, right? That's the motherfucker right there. Most likely he's going to get a divorce. She's going to divorce his ass, okay? She's going to take him in there. She's going to bend him over and take 50 to 90% of every goddamn thing. All right? You know who that guy is, every time. Every time when it's brought up to his attention to actually take in account that he has to have a discussion with his woman, right? He's uncomfortable. He's like, I don't want to talk about this shit. No, I don't think so, or, man, we got to keep that shit low, whatever. He's usually the first one that's going to be in divorce court, hands down. I just had a phone call from somebody not too long ago, man, that's getting ready to go through divorce. Yeah, I'm not bullshitting. Because they didn't have these uncomfortable conversations, right, prior to the marriage. They're uncomfortable. You got to have that shit, man, so that you could determine if that woman is or is not for you, okay? That's just what it is, okay? And if there's any woman in here, you got to do the same shit. You got to do the same shit, all right? If you have goals and values in mind that does not match or correlate with that man, why the fuck you trying to open your legs up to him? You understand? It's just what it is, you know? If you don't go on a date, man, you don't go on that date, man, for an intent to actually have sex and act and pretty much to see where it goes, right? If you want to date for a relationship, that's your business. But you want to date to actually see where things may go. You have no idea where it may go, all right? I want to talk about preferences on a bit because of the simple fact that, and I'm going to kind of flip back and forth on both topics because when you got a preference, right, especially in the dating life or whatever life, people don't respect that shit. You know, this is why I am a true ally of the passport bro movement. Why is that? Because they chose to have a preference. They had a preference of a country that they want to go to. They have a preference in a particular type of woman that they want. They have a preference in a particular type of woman of how she should look, how she should weigh, how should she behave, things like that. If you brought that shit to the Matrix woman or the Matrix plantation, bro, so help me God, what the fuck you think is going to happen? You don't have to go over there. You can stay right here. Good women are here. Fuck you. Oh, what you? A real man should be able to handle a big old woman and shit. He doesn't want the whole goddamn meat market. He doesn't. Okay. Shit. He doesn't want the meat market. He doesn't want the plantation. He definitely don't want all those rolls, lumps and lumps of lard. He doesn't want none of those things. And you're going to have to accept that bitch. Okay. All right. He wants that beautiful Filipina, that beautiful fucking woman from Brazil that greets him with a smile. He wants that Colombian woman with the long hair that damn near past her ass. That's what he wants. Right? He wants that Thailand woman that actually folds his clothes up, color coded, and doesn't argue with him. Okay, do you understand this shit? He wants a woman with 100% real hair. Real hair meaning hair that is grown actually from her, not hair that she had to go to a store, purchase, and then turn around and tell everybody it's real because I brought it. He does not want that shit, bitch. Get that through your head. Okay, a man has preferences. No matter if you respect it or accept it, he has a preference, okay? All right? I have my preference too, like myself. I don't eat pork, all right? I don't eat pork, right? I get majority of blacks ask me, what, you Muslim or something? Motherfucker, I don't eat pork. I just don't. Why you don't eat pork? I thought most Muslims don't eat pork. No, motherfucker, I just don't eat pork. That's it, all right? The real reason? Because I don't believe that pigs are the most healthiest piece of meat that a man should be devouring inside his body. That's just my opinion. You understand? Stay away from fucking pepperoni pizza. Step away from ham sandwiches, ham bologna, right? Hot dogs that is mixed with any type of pork or lard, jello pudding, all these different types of things, right? Bubble gum, yeah, they have pork. I stayed the fuck away from that shit. You understand? I don't eat pork, you know. But I run into a lot of guys, man. A lot of them tear that pork ass up. And then before you know, I had a buddy of mine love his pork, man. He love his pork and beans, ham hogs with collard greens and everything. But he was usually the first one, man, to have like cholesterol issues, right? And he had a lot of heart issues. And that man passed away. Yeah, his name was Pat. Worked for the city. Man passed away, man. Yeah. You know, but it starts early, man, when it comes to eating right, in my opinion. You know, you understand? I don't eat white bread. People get pissed off at me because I don't eat white bread. I'd rather my wheat bread or honey wheat bread. That's my preference. They don't respect that shit. They do not respect that shit. Everybody eat white bread. So how come you don't do it? Motherfucker, people got preferences out here. How come you don't respect it? You understand? It's not my fault that people out here do not, and I mean do not respect your preferences. That's just how motherfuckers are. Let me go to the chat real quick. Click the like button as you come in. Click the subscribe button as you come in. If you're new, this is the Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. We're live here. I'm doing a rant here talking about right now, you know, the uncomfortable truth and also people who don't respect your preferences. Let's go to the chat real quick. You know, we got Carlos Red that said, vet her carefully. Of course, you have to vet that whore carefully. You had better go to my video. I talk about vetting and red flags. Look for that shit. It's in there, man. He said they break. Yes, eventually they do break over a period of time. TYM says, oh man, I've never seen that video on vetting. Sounds good. Yeah, you go to my videos, man. It's there. It's there. I was sitting outside, man. Talk about the vetting. Cortez Smith said, black people think it's strange that I don't eat pork. You too? Yeah, that's just what it is. It's mostly blacks. It's mostly blacks. Just what it is. Cortez Smith said, they'd be like, if you don't eat white bread, you ain't black. Like, it's sad. It's fucking sad, man. But they don't respect that people like me and you got a preference, man. It's just what it is, you know. And I had to learn that also when it comes to preferences, I'm gonna throw that out there. It goes hand in hand with the uncomfortable truth. People don't respect your boundaries. You set up a boundary, a positive boundary, right? They don't respect that shit. You can set up a negative boundary, they still don't respect that shit. All right. If you tell a motherfucker right now, right, to hey man, call before you come over, right? Please don't pop up, right? And that person look you dead in the eye and say, okay, man, all right. And he looks up a week later, that motherfucker does a pop up, but then he knows you home, you see your vehicle there, and he keeps knocking on that motherfucking door and shit. Whose fault is that? Nigga, you don't know what the fuck I was doing in there. I could be making love to my woman. I could have been asleep. I could have been doing whatever the fuck, watching a good ass movie, whatever. You just banging on the damn door. I got the right to not answer my goddamn door. It's just what it is. Don't pop up on my ass. You understand? Call before you come. It's just what it is. You understand? All right. I can understand now if it was like an extreme emergency, you lost your phone, something, man, or whatever, right? You know, but we in the days of technology, you could have went to somebody to go ahead and find out what my number's at or whatever and hit me up. Something. I don't know, man. I don't like the pop-ups. I don't, you know. If you guys like pop-ups, hey, that's on you. I'm not a spontaneous person. No. I'm more of a, if you contact me in advance, or let's plan in advance, things like that, you know. Okay. Um, I've seen videos in the Philippines, yeah, where the families didn't respect the man that had a preference. You know, like for example, some of the Philippine people, when you date these women, right, they expect you to take care of their goddamn family, right? Some of the families will actually blackmail you and tell you that, hey, if you don't pay us, I don't know. I'm just throwing out an example. This is just an example. $600 a month, you can't date our daughter. He says, okay, cool, you can have her. And then now she's sad, she's crying because she can't date the guy that she actually wants to, and she really likes the guy. Hell, she damn near loves the guy. But she didn't set up any boundaries to make sure her family does not put themselves to be inside of their situation. And then also, too, she didn't understand that this guy had boundaries. You understand? All right, he had a preference. He's not going to go ahead and hand money over to a goddamn family. And you either respect it or you don't. You understand? This is what it is. You understand? All right. And that's what I'm saying. Some people don't respect your preference. His preference was to not give money to the damn family. You understand? That's that. In the discussion. We're dating, bitch. The fuck I need to be handing money over to your family for? You understand? Or whatever. But he dodged the bullet, you know, because that would have been hundreds of thousands of dollars he would have probably been out of. He would have probably put himself in a very, very dire situation. So these are things that you guys want to kind of consider too. All right, you know, and that's just, I just want you guys to kind of understand this shit. Okay, that people got a preference. You know, like for example, I met some passport bros who don't go nowhere but just Colombia. I know guys who just goes only to Thailand. I know guys who only go to Eastern Europe. They would not go to Brazil. They would not go to Thailand. They won't go to Philippines. They won't go anywhere. These are their king spots. I know guys who specifically love just East Africa. That is it. And they specifically love just that one country, right? Just that one country in East Africa. Ask yourself, is it okay for that man to have a motherfucking preference? Is it okay for that man to prefer that he wants to go to that particular type of region, that particular type of woman, that particular type of culture? The people there, the food there. What's wrong with his preference? Do you know how many guys that sit up here got on my stream, man, and asked me some dumbass questions and shit? I told them that I wanted to go to Romania. I wanted to go to Finland. And guess what the fuck happened? You ready? Are you fucking ready? Guess what happened? Guy got inside of my chat, right? I think they booted his bitch ass already. So how come you don't go to Africa? How many times? How many times that you said that? Hey, I ain't even left yet. By the way, remember I got a pass. I ain't even left this motherfucker yet. All right. I just said I wanted to go to Romania. I also went told through there at time I wanted to go to Greece. But why can't you just go to Africa? You black. Your mama black. Why can't you just go? You see what I'm saying? Black people in general in the matrix, right? For some reason, they don't respect you got preferences. I've also ran into whites too that don't respect you that got preferences. You know, I ran into them too. But every time I ran into it, it's usually like a black person, man, you know, in the United States, you know, or Canada that wants you to go to Africa, you know, or wants you to go to a country, what they want you to go to. You know, they don't respect the fact that you got your own preference of a country. You understand? Or own preference of a food or own preference. You gotta go where they want you to go. Motherfucker, I tell you what, you want me to go to Africa? Go, you know what my PayPal link is. Go to my PayPal link, send me about $4,000 and I will gladly head down there to Africa. I will go. On your dime. Since it's your suggestion, you gotta pay. Then they start backpedaling. No. I'm just saying that you should shut up. Shut your ass up. Start understanding that motherfuckers got a preference. Okay? This is what it is, right? And listen, it doesn't have to necessarily be a preference either. It can be a suggestion of a place that you just decided you want to be. All right? Shout out to Ace Live. Ace Live went to Antarctica. What passport, bro, do you know that actually went to Antarctica? Somebody let me know in the chat right now. What passport, bro, you know that went to Antarctica? That man went down there. He went to Antarctica. Super cold down there. All right? Because what? He went to Thailand. He went to Philippines. He went to a lot of places. He went to parts of Africa. He went to Colombia and Costa Rica. He went to Costa Rica a lot. But his preference was he went down to the Antarctica, and so happened that was his preference. That's what his preference was at the time. You understand? That's just what it is, you know? Anyway, let's go back to the chat. Okay. So Cortez Smith said black people think it's strange. I don't eat pork. I think I talked about that. He also said they be like, if you don't eat white bread, you ain't black. I think I talked about that. Cortez Smith also said, notice pro-blacks never shame black women who go to Europe. I noticed that. That's pretty fucking fascinating, huh? Right? They don't. Right? I don't hear them shaming that bitch who actually went to Italy. Remember that shit? The black chick that went to Italy and got put out the fucking hotel. And she is a solo female traveler. That's what made it so sad. She thought she was entitled to go ahead and order food outside of the hotel and have it brought inside the hotel. She can eat whatever she wants. But the hotel policy was what? Do not order food outside the hotel vicinity. And if you do, you're going to be charged. And she thought that she didn't have to pay. And the hotel manager went up there along with the staff, and they told her, hey, either you get the food, you either pay this bill, otherwise we're going to have to kick you out. Well, I shouldn't have to. And you know what they say in another case? I'm an American. What the fuck you think that Italian guy said? It's Italy. Come on, you know what he said? I want my fucking money. And that was a black woman. That was a black woman. Look that shit up, man. She did a video about it, pissed off, trying to blame the Italians and shit. Bitch, quit trying to take the American rules overseas. You can't do that, man. That's one of the rule books of the passport, bro, and the black man option movement is that you have to go to these countries in the form of humbleness. Charles Tyler's video had taught me very carefully that if I decide to go, you need to leave your American way of thinking back at the airport. Leave your American way of thinking back at the airport. You have to come to these countries in a form of humbleness. You have to. You understand? Let me go back to the chat. All right. I'm actually getting more people coming in the chat. TYM says, any tips of any Euro countries with good women, cheap taxes, and good people and vibes for a white guy? From my understanding, try Greece. I would try Greece. Yes. And stay as far east of Europe as humanly possible. If you can get pretty close to the Russian border, you're pretty much spot on. Okay, I've seen fucking one of the dating coaches who spent all of his life spinning game. He spent a lot of game. Okay, went to fucking goddamn Russia, right? Eastern Europe, Russia, found one woman that was so beautiful and feminine. He said he was gonna go ahead and stop dating coach. He said there's no need for more. He'd never seen nobody that feminine in his whole goddamn life, right? Look it up, man. Look that shit up, man. And there was two people in the United Kingdom shaming that motherfucker because he went up there. He went up there and he enjoyed himself. The woman was ultra feminine. She was nice. She was sweet, right? She was on her best behavior and she was able to cook. She was able to clean. Nothing fake, no arguments, none of that bullshit. All right, and that's a white dating coach. Okay, and he got students, and he said he was about to resign. Shit, he never seen that shit before. He thought in Western Europe, the United Kingdom, Britain, all that shit. He thought that he has to spend the rest of his life running into women where he has to speak game to, manipulate, tell them what they want, and boom, he can get the panties, get a date, whatever. When he went there to fucking Russia, it was a different ball game, different animal. You understand? All right, blew his fucking socks off. Okay, all right. So that's something to consider. Okay. Cortez Smith, he said, "Yep, I remember her. By who got punked by Becky? Y'all, you remember that shit? Yeah, I told you it was in Italy. It was in Italy, man. They keep trying to inform. They keep trying to conform the American way overseas, man. I don't understand that shit. What else did you say, brother?" And Cortez Smith said, and she admitted, what would you say? Okay, and then she admitted that, let me see, hold up, let me see what you got. She admitted that she is the type who likes to do what she's told not to. Yeah, that just lets you know. That just lets you know. I'm surprised they didn't call the police or anything, but this is Europe. It's a different ball game. They just got their own way of doing things. I got me a little bit of liquor. Let me take a little drink. All right. Got to take me a little shot. But anyway, the point is, I'm saying, when it all boils down to it, and when it's all said and done, some people don't understand that if you got a preference, your preference is based on your pickings, your choices in life. Like right now, I got a doctor. I like my doctor. I do like him. Okay. But I do not like his fucking nurse. Okay. I do not like his nurse. His nurse is an RN. But I like his triage nurses. His triage nurses, those women are probably the best and most polite nurses I've probably met in a long time. Good customer service skills. Okay. My preference is every time I go and see him, I don't want that bitch serving me. No, I want them to send me the triage nurse. And when I call on the phone, the women are shocked. They're ecstatic. Wow, you want the triage nurses? Yeah, they give me the best treatment. Oh, okay, we can do that for you. Okay, cool. That's it. That's it. But then you got like other people that look, how come you don't just do what everybody else do and just settle for the nurse? Because that's my preference. You understand? That's my motherfucking preference. All right. If I decide to go to a specific college or university and not want to go to a technical college, community college, that's my preference. If I want to go to one of the best college ever, right, and I want to pay deep pockets to get in, I can do that shit because that's what my preference, right? But if I decide, no, I don't want no big ass college, to go to or whatever, just to get in college debt, I'd rather go to a community college. And that community college is not only going to guarantee me a job, but also too, if I get fired, I can get hired somewhere else. If I get laid off, I can go ahead and get hired somewhere else so I can start my own business, right? And I can go to that community college, knock out that associate's degree, right? For nearly damn near, I don't know, 50% of the price that I would be spending at a university. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll take that deal. You see where I'm at? Because that's a preference that I decided to do. And some people just don't fucking respect that shit. They just don't, right? They just don't. But anyways, let me go ahead and go back to the chat. TYM says this is great and always, man. Hope you are doing some videos again, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Click the like button as you guys come in. Also, take the link and I want you guys share it in the Facebook groups. I appreciate that if you can. Share it in the Facebook groups. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. This is the Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. I also got too more information on the uncomfortable truth, right? And I'm telling you guys got to discuss that shit, man. If you got a boss at work that you really like, but you hate the fucking job, right? And you got like 4 other offers of jobs around the corner, man, you got to learn to take your ass in there, pull them to the side, man. Say, hey, we got to talk. I got 4 offers, man, on the side, man. What do you want to do? I don't like this job. It's shitty. The hours are shitty. If I'm a black man, they keep looking at me like I stole something and shit, right? If I'm Hispanic, man, they keep assuming and shit that I'm an immigrant. All types of just bullshit, right? For real, it's just what it is, though, right? If I'm a white man and shit, man, they try to treat me like I'm a prejudiced person and discriminated person. No, knowing that I'm not that type of white guy, whatever the fuck it may be, you need to come to your boss and tell them the truth, man. Like, hey, man, look, I got 4 job offers down the street. I hate this shit, man. Look, man, what do you want to do? You understand? I'm ready to get out of here and I'm ready to do it. What are you going to do? And now you're in a position where you can negotiate. Tell his ass the uncomfortable truth. Quit trying to worry about dudes' feelings. I don't know, man. A lot of these guys have got soft, man, out here, man. Started worrying about people's feelings and shit, man. Turned into fucking like soft ass pillow ass cotton and shit. I don't understand these dudes nowadays. It's fucked up how they think. it's just sad how these motherfuckers think. You understand? Another uncomfortable truth is, man, you also have to really take in consideration, man. You got to remember this, all right? And I'm going off the head with this, okay? Is that, man, look, start telling your women the truth, man. If these bitches are fat, man, they're overweight, man, start telling them, man. Start telling these women, hey, look, man, I've been with you, I don't know, 15 years, man, and yeah, I don't apologize, but look that bitch in the face and tell her, you fat. You just a big ass bitch. I'm sorry. When I met you, you was 125, man, and now you about 215. What are you doing? All right. And for my people, listen, for my people in the United Kingdom and who are using a metric system, you can convert what is 215 pounds, okay? What is 125 pounds, all right? Sometimes you got to tell these women what it is. You just got to, man. You've been with them, right? You have to tell them, like, hey, man, quit trying to worry about their feelings, man. Because what's going to happen, man, is you're going to look up down with this bitch, though, right? With this big heavy motherfucker, you got to roll over and shit in the bed, man. All right? Start telling them the truth. And then what you do is when you tell them the truth, right, the uncomfortable truth, right, this is the uncomfortable truth, you give her ass solutions on how to lose the weight, all right? Now, when you tell her, you don't want to necessarily tell her in a way, though, where it's exactly critical. But when I say critical, I'm talking negative critical, right? What you want to do, man, is you want to give her some information to her, right? Where, right, it's going to be critiquing her in a motivational way, okay? She has to be able to be motivated to understand that, hey, I got to get up off my ass and go to the gym, go lift some weights, whatever the fuck I got to do. Because if I don't do that shit, I'm going to lose my man. You see where I'm at? Or he's going to go out there to that pretty 22-year-old knowing damn well I'm in my 30s. I mean, just keeping it real. You understand? But start telling these women what it is. If you don't tell them what it is, man, they're going to keep gobbling their mouth with fucking food, man, and nachos and all that shit and cereal. And guess what's going to happen? She's going to go from 215 pounds up to 350, man. All right? Land well status. And now you're in a position where you, instead of this bitch rolling out of bed, you got to push this bitch out of bed. Dude, start talking to your woman, telling her the truth. I'm telling you this shit. I'm for real. Start telling her the truth, man. You guys listen, some of you guys be selling for these damn land wells, okay? All right? For real. And some of you guys in these miserable ass marriages start telling these women, hey, look, I'm unhappy. I am unhappy, okay? These are the things you used to do. You used to cook. You used to clean. Now you're not doing it anymore. Anytime I'm hungry, you tell me to go to the, you know where the refrigerator is, go in and fix your own plate. That's a matrix bitch for you. I'm hungry, go in there and fix your own plate. Or, baby, did you do the laundry today? I'm just so tired. I just don't feel like it. And she done told you that shit at least about 5, 10 times and shit. Hell, probably some of you guys, maybe 50 something times. And you guys got used to it and started doing the laundry and shit. But you didn't come to her and put the fire on her. Sometimes you got to put the uncomfortable, truthful fire under her as the threat in the relationship, man. You put that threat in a relationship, man, be for real about that shit. That's just what it is. And set some boundaries in the beginning of it, man. Hey, she walk in a relationship, let's say she's 120, 130. Okay. And you tell her, listen, I like my woman around 120, 130. That's my preference, right? If you reach over 131, I'm gonna warn you, man. If you get over like 131, you at 131 pounds, and you're not between my 125, 130 pound range, right? I'll bring it to your attention. You just keep saying okay and keep gaining pounds. I'm gonna leave your ass. I will leave you. All right. And what the fuck do you think she's gonna do? If she really loves you, really wants you, she's gonna do the work. She's going to. She's gonna do that fucking work. She's going to go ahead and do the push-ups. She's going to do the sit-ups. She's going to be doing jumping jacks, going up and down the stairs. She's going to do whatever the fuck it is. That's just what it is, okay? If she really wants you, she's going to be doing that shit. You understand? All right, that's just what it is, So you have to really understand this for what it is, you guys, okay? I'm not here. Listen, I'm not here to sugarcoat this shit, okay? I'm telling you, man. You got to motivate this woman, okay? All right. If she's a big bitch, you have to put it out there. These are your women that you guys are marrying. And I don't care if she's from overseas or in the Matrix. You got to tell them, look them dead in the eye. And then at the same time, you got to motivate her ass too. Baby, you can do it. Get your ass out there, for real. And that's going to motivate her to do it better. But you just can't come from a position of just negativity and then expect the bitch to go ahead and comply. She needs to be motivated. If she's a big bitch, she needs to be motivated, okay? All right, that's just what it is, okay? And she could be nice. She could be the sweetest motherfucker in the world, right, from overseas. But at the end of the day, you just got to come to her in a way where it is. Now, I'm just using weight as an example, right? There's lots of examples of the uncomfortable truth and a preference. You understand? There's lots of them, okay? Video games. Like myself, I like playing video games. I'm in my early 40s. Okay. I grew up in the millennial generation. We grew up off of Nintendo. We grew up off Sega Genesis. Okay. All right. That's just what we did. We grew up off Atari. My generation. Okay. The millennial generation. Okay. All right. I tell women right off the gate, hey, me and my daughter, we like video games. Okay. You don't want to be in our life because our video games, fine. And they tell me, listen, I have women that lie and tell me, oh, it's fine. It's cool. My kids like video games. You like video games? Yeah, but sometimes I don't play, whatever, right? Oh, okay, cool, right? Now, that was a red flag to me, right? But no, that was a yellow flag getting ready to turn to red flag. Watch this. So me and my daughter, we playing video games. So we playing with her kids, right? This is back at the time I was dating single mothers. Why you always on that game? Why can't you be... Well, she got that attitude. Me and my daughter, we turned the game off, the shit off, man. We getting the hell up out of here. Kids, why are you leaving, Mr. GG? Why are you and your daughter leaving or whatever? Hey, we just gotta go, okay? We can't deal with your mom attitude. And then it reflects on a little boy sitting up here. Mama, you make me sick. You gonna run Mr. Gigi away and his daughter, and we was having fun. And he goes upstairs and slams the door. Wham! Like for real. I just continue to get in our vehicle and we leave and everything. My daughter, at the time, I don't know what it is. My daughter always asks all these questions. So why she got this attitude, Gigi? Or why is she acting loud? Baby, I will talk about this later. Come on. If I just want to know, come on, girl, go. Right? Then after we stopped again, well, you really gonna leave me? Yeah. Why are you gonna leave me? Because my preference is I like playing my video games and I like to not being bothered. And you are actually bothering me during my video game. Got in the vehicle, left. Okay. Didn't come back. She kept blowing up my phone. And when she blew up my phone, guess what? I had another woman on the way over there. Let me tell you something. You gotta have preferences. Set the fucking tone. Right? Do not settle for any type of disrespect. You can't do that shit. Do not settle for disrespect. If they want you to put up with their bullshit, right? That's only because they're coming from a position of insecurity and shit test. Okay, all right, insecurity, low self-esteem, shit test, all right, and trauma from her past relationship. Don't do not put up with any type of bullshit. You understand? Just do not do it. I got somebody else in the chat that says, "Hey, bro, what's good? Have you been traveling?" No, sir, Reed. I have not traveled yet, but thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. Shout out to you, Mister Yazuki. Yazuki. That sounds like a name out of China, right? Like you was in a dojo or something. Yazuki. Yeah, you was in there meditating, man. Your master walked in there. Yazuki. You said, that's a hell of a name. I don't know. I probably pronounced it. I probably fucked up pronouncing it and shit. My bad if I did, man. Click the like button as you guys come in. Click the subscribe button as you come in. This is the Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel, streaming live directly from YouTube. I just thought I'd go on when I talk about the preferences. I'm talking about the uncomfortable truth. Okay. All right. Another thing you also want to know about the uncomfortable truth, though, especially I went on many times about single mothers, is you guys need to ask these questions about if the father is still alive, man, if he's alive or in jail. Okay. If you're going to date these single mothers, right, especially in the Matrix or overseas, right, you guys need to make sure that number one, this guy's not coming back around, or he's died and he's doing life in prison. Okay. All right. Because in my opinion, even here in the Matrix, if you do date these single mothers, just make sure you understand the kid's dad has 24 hours days a week, 7 days a week, access to her body and to her kids. It's just what it is. Do not believe this bitch. She's going to tell you, I'm done with him. I would never do that. And do not believe her. Okay? Believe the Peter Parker red pills. I'm trying to shoot to you right now. All right? And that is that if you get with a single mother, she has 24 hour that the kid's daddy has 24-hour access to her kids and to her body and to her life. It's just what it is, or whatever, and she's too blinded by that fact. Only way that thing couldn't happen, man, is that man has to be dead. He got to be passed away. He got to be gone, or he has to be doing a lifetime in prison. It's just what it is, and he's not getting out. You understand? All right. And then the third thing, if you decide to date them, especially if they're overseas, I don't recommend it here in the States, in the Matrix, or any first world country, United States, Canada, or what have you, right? The terms and conditions must be met, okay? She has to be offering a great deal in exchange, though, for the things that you're going to do. You need to tell her what your preferences is. If your preference is, hey, I don't want a big bitch over this amount, you need to tell her that shit. If you also tell her too, she got badass kids. If I'm going to sleep, I don't want your kids making any goddamn noise. Tell her those things. If you're dating her overseas, tell her, discuss these important things. I'm telling you, right? But this will determine if she's going to be for you or not. You understand? If she's going to act like that she's going to give you the preference, you need to kick her to the curb. But if she's going to give you what you want and show it in her actions, then you can go ahead and consider her on a different level. You understand? It's all about the good terms and good conditions. Set the line right off the gate. I talk about this in my vetting and my red flags video when it came to women overseas and also women in the States. I'm telling you, okay? If you date these single mothers too, let me throw this out there as far as preferences and uncomfortable truth, right? You need to tell her that, hey, from here on out, right, I come first. That's it in a discussion. If you believe your kids come first, your family comes first, everybody else comes first, God damn it, I'm not the guy for you. Goodbye. You need to find someone else stupid enough to actually believe that shit. It's not going to happen. You understand? All right. Now you can continue to go back online and hope you can find that guy, right? But majority of the time, a lot of us guys, we're just gonna want sex from a single mother. Let's just be honest. We're just gonna want sex. We're just gonna want some good head, some good pussy, some good ass, hand jobs, whatever. That's pretty much it, and we'll just go about our way. But we're not gonna settle down with it. Not necessarily, no. But some of these other guys out there, you guys call them what, beta males and simps and shit like that. We call them blue pill meningitis. They'll do it. They'll settle down with her. But what the problem is, her panties doesn't get wet for that guy. You understand? All right. It only gets wet for a guy who actually holds his value. You understand? A guy who holds his frame, a guy who actually holds status. This is what it is. A guy who has respect for himself, a guy who set boundaries. Believe it or not, the uncomfortable truth is women women don't like you when you set boundaries, but they got no choice but to respect it. And what's even more cold about it, they grow more attracted to you if you got boundaries. This is what it is. Because a lot of them love to test those boundaries. They love it. They love to test those boundaries. If you got a big red line drawn like, hey, don't pass this hot motherfucker, you will get burnt. That bitch will try to put her stick next to that motherfucker and see if the electrical red line will actually shock her ass. Listen, women will test that shit. I'm telling you, right hand to God, right hand to Christ, they will try to test that shit. So when you lay it down to her the uncomfortable truth and tell her what your preference is, and she still goes and tests it, that means what? She deserves the consequences for actually trying to test that shit. I'm not bullshitting this shit. I'm not bullshitting, man. For real. Coach Red Pill, RIP to him, man. I say a lot about him because I learned a lot. Those red lines, like for example, if the woman you tell her that, hey, you don't want her to have guy friends and kissing guys, whatever, on the cheek or whatever, and she's like, well, I've been knowing Tim for 20 years and all this other shit. You say, hey, that's your preference. He got to go. Otherwise, hey, I'm sorry, I can't be with you. That's something that she's going to have to think about. If she's going to say, look, Tim, I'm sorry, I can't hang out with you. I got a new man. Or is it like, hey, I got a new man, but I'm still going to hang out with Tim and I don't care. That's what it is, whatever. Then, hey, you need to get the fuck away from her. She's going to be sad or whatever, but hey, that's the cost of being in a relationship, man. You got to make uncomfortable sacrifices to keep that man around. If you don't make those uncomfortable sacrifices, young lady, that dude is going to be gone in another woman's arms. That's just real shit. And ain't a thing you can't do about it. All right. Another thing you guys need to be telling these women the uncomfortable truth is this. I don't like insecure and jealous ass bitches. If you are insecure and jealous ass bitch, you want to go through my phone. You want to assume every day that I'm sleeping with another woman. You want to go ahead and assume that every time that I talk about another woman and different discussions I have about another woman, I'm fucking her, right? And I've kissed her, right? I've made love to her, and you got all this shit in your mind. God damn it, I don't want to be with you. Fuck you. You need to die. Die somewhere else, not in front of me. But it's just me showing my love and everything. There are therapists all on Google. There's lots of therapists on Bing. Okay? Go and seek psychological counseling. I'm not going to be your mending of pain because you refuse to go seek some fucking help. But I love you. You got to understand. No, I don't want to deal with that. Who want to deal with that shit? You guys want to deal with that shit? Bitch going through your phone, bitch questioning you every 5 minutes, Bitch mad at you, so she giving you the silent treatment and shit. Bitch mad at you, because of the simple fact, though, right, that your boss looks better than her, but you're more sexually attracted by your woman, right? And she feels insecure that the boss, that your job, or I don't know, the person you're doing business with is a female that might take you away and shit. Whose problem is that? You want to deal with a woman who is secure. And you need to tell these women this in the early stage of dating. Hey, I want to deal with a woman who's secure. You insecure, I can't fuck with you. I'm sorry. Now, if you want to have sex, we can have sex. All right? I can stick my pole in your hose. I can do that. But I won't put up with your bullshit. Do you understand? There's no relationship coming here. Do you got to tell these? What's up, Charlotte Fantastic just came in the chat. You got to tell them. You guys got to tell them this shit. I'm telling you. And I hope my 20-year-olds and my guys in my late teens are listening to this shit, man. Okay, right? Because I really need them to understand is that in the early stages of dating, man, I'm telling you this, right? You guys have to tell these damn women the God honest, uncomfortable truth of what you're not going to put up with and what you won't. The things you will and will not put up with are called your preferences. And if she doesn't respect your preferences, you don't need to be with her. You understand that? For real. A lot of women will pretend that they respect your preferences, but at the same time, there are some of those women who will not respect them, but they'll pretend to. You understand? Because they like you, they don't want to see you get away. But you have to peep this out for yourself and tell her that, hey, I don't want an insecure bitch. I don't want to deal with paranoia. I don't want to deal with, you looking behind my shoulder, searching my pockets of my jeans and shit. Or, I just listened to this other guy the other day who said that it was a Filipina. And he said that the Filipina ended up installing malware on the man's phone and also, too, on the computer while her own husband was asleep. And when he was up here having business conversations on Facebook with another woman, she tried to go ahead and bring it to his attention, saying he was talking to another woman sexually, but he wasn't. You understand? Who would want to deal with all that shit? But luckily, the guy who found that shit out was a computer expert, and he actually hacked into the computer, got the malware out, and the spyware and all that shit, right? And yeah, before you know it, though, he thought, well, only thing I need to do is keep being nice to her and she'll be okay and shit. But he didn't realize that bitch was a narcissist. She had psychological problems, man. She had serious psychological problems. For a woman to sit back and have the audacity to take the time out, man, to install fucking spyware on your fucking phone and on your laptop, that's pretty low. You understand? That is low. Who would want to deal with an insecure bitch like that? Why? I'm telling you. So when you guys start seeing these red flags out here, stop being blinded by the pussy. Tell them in the early stages of dating, before you even make it a relationship, man, what your preferences is, what your boundaries are, the things you will put up with, the things you won't put up with, man. All that shit has to be discussed. And listen, if she just says, you know what, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Hey, but this is not what I'm looking for. All right, cool. But at least you got it out of the way. That's one bitch gone. There's still a couple 100,000 out there, a few million that you can go through out there. You see where I'm at? All right. And there's going to be somebody out there that's going to like you. You understand? Someone out there is going to appreciate the things you have to bring to the table. There is. There's that one woman out there, man. I'm for real. You got to search the world. Don't search the Matrix. Stay away from the Matrix. Stay the fuck away from North America. But you can search the world, the goddamn world, okay? You might have to spend some lonely nights, jacking off and all that shit, right? Right? You might have to go ahead and keep doing one night stands and shit until you go overseas. I understand that. But if you want to settle down, there's a big ass world for that. You can go out there to Cambodia, Malaysia, or Philippines, Thailand, whatever. You understand? Eastern Europe, fucking Eastern Africa, whatever your preference is, okay? All right? You are not here to people please, okay? Fuck them. I had an ex of mine that died off people pleasing, like for real. Remember on my other stream, I told you guys that neutral people and people pleasers are probably the most dangerous motherfuckers that you will ever encounter. I'm telling you. Because a people pleaser, right, really believes in not setting up boundaries. They just believe that they got to make everybody happy. Where the neutral motherfucker believes that even though the enemy is your enemy and you are his ally, he believes that he need to associate with both of you guys and look you guys both in the eye and say, that's between y'all. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? And then what he will do is he'll take your information and simply go over there to the enemy and tell the enemy your information. You see where I'm at? And then go to the enemy and take his information and go ahead and tell you about it. Why are you going back and forth, motherfucker? Why are you buttering both sides of bread? And usually it's some guy that do it. He'll sit back and smile and shit like that, like it's funny, nigga, all right? Motherfucker, this is my enemy. This is a motherfucker that pulled a gun on me. This is a motherfucker that robbed me. This is a motherfucker that fucked my girlfriend and shit. I mean, why would you do some dumb shit like that? And it's like, to them, they never process the seriousness of what the fuck you went through. You see what I mean? It never processes. You understand? The serious shit of what the fuck you went through. Okay? All right? That person right there does not respect your boundaries. You understand? You set the boundaries. Hey, I don't want shit to do with them. Fine. Why would you go tell my information to this motherfucker? You see where I'm at? All right? That person, that neutral person, The people pleasing motherfucker, cut them off, cut them loose. Okay? Because what's going to happen is when it comes to the neutral person and the people pleasing person, I talked about this the other day, there's going to come a time where they're going to get literally fucked over by the guy or a gal, right? If there's a female here, right? They're going to get fucked over. And then once they get fucked over by that person, and you vented to this person, don't fuck with them, or this is the reason I don't fuck with them is because of this, they're going to come to you and they're going to tell you, it could be a year, 2 years, I don't know. It happens, man. I just know it, man. It happens. And one thing's going to head to another. You was right. He pulled a gun on me. He wouldn't fuck. He wouldn't fuck my mama behind my back, man, or my girlfriend behind my back, man. And he robbed my house, whatever it may have been, Yeah, she ended up setting me up, man, to lose my job. All that shit. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. That's just how they operate, man. Neutral people, people pleasers. That's how these motherfuckers operate. Let me get another drink real quick. That's just how they operate, you guys, okay? This is the Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Make sure you guys click that like button as you come in. Click the subscribe button too. I appreciate it. We're about 55 minutes in, going into the hour. Make sure you guys share the link. I appreciate it too. I'm streaming pretty much late at night. It's about 10:48 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so anyways, though, without further ado, more on the uncomfortable truth, more on your preferences. Okay, I've been in the position where I went to dinner. I've taken women on dates. Women have taken me on dates and covered it. Yes, they have. Right, and the majority of the time, who cover these for me are Hispanic women. Okay. In the Matrix, they cover the meals every time I fuck with them. Every time, right? Black woman out here, you got to negotiate. Hispanic woman, hands down, they like you. They're covering every damn thing. That bill, dude, that bill can be a couple $1,000s. That bitch don't care. All right, she likes you. She likes you. Okay. All right. But remember, they're still indoctrinated with the Matrix. So remember that shit. Okay. Just fucking remember it. All right. I tell a woman, I tell a Hispanic woman, right? Dominican Republic, Latino, whatever, right? Mexico. I've dated them. I tell them that, hey, I don't eat pork. This is the type of my favorite Hispanic meal I like. I love margaritas, things like that, whatever, right? The first thing, for some reason, the foreign woman, now remember, this is a foreign American woman. Something gets in her head, boom. I got it. They note it, boom. And they get that shit. You understand? All right. Now, overseas, women who've never, and I mean never been here, I've actually made the attempt to do virtual dates and all this other shit, right? Talking to women online. Okay. I've even told these women my preferences, when do I like to eat. And I had one girl, I'll never forget her, who actually went out and told me this, called me up damn near every day, checked on me and my daughter. She said, this is called a preference now, right? Preference of a time I like to eat, time I like to sleep. I just told her what I like to do. Remember, she's not even here. Good morning, Daddy. How you doing? I'm like, damn, you calling me Daddy? Yeah, why not? Did you eat? Did you feed your baby? I'm like, yeah, I never had a woman that was concerned about me eating. Now I'm about to get ready to eat. Okay, well, go ahead and eat and everything. I'll stay on the phone with you while you fix something to eat, or I can call you back. I'm like, huh? You know what I mean? And make sure you feed the daughter and everything. Yeah, I will. It's fine. It's cool. It's the little shit like that. You understand? This woman was concerned, right, about me, and she's seen my preference of time and called a little bit before that time to make sure I was eating. That, my friend, is called a person who respects your preference. All right? That's all it is. That's all it is. I've been in another situation in reverse. Back in the Matrix. Told a woman I don't eat pork. I just don't eat pork. Right? She took offense to it. What? You don't eat pork. My mama, grandma, auntie, and them, they eat pork. So I'm like, wow, why are you looking mean about this shit? She looked at me because I told her I didn't eat pork and went off. This is fucked up. Let me go to the chat. I'm gonna tell you more about this story. Charlotte Fantastic said, "What's up? Just got off work, bro." And he said, "No relationships here, right? I know you ain't in no relationship and shit. You tempted though. You tempted, motherfucker. I heard about your stories. You tempted though, for real. And guess what, Charlotte? If you get one, man, you deserve it, man. And I'm proud of you. Okay. At least we know they're not from land wells or these bitches over here in the Matrix. Okay." TMY said, "Can you meet foreign women online first anywhere or just got to go over there?" Good question. So, from my understanding, is this, and you want to talk to Shaolin Fantastic because he's in the chat, and also talk to, if Cortez here, talk to Cortez and also Carlos Red. These are real strong passport bros. Okay. But my advice, from my understanding, is that you want to do everything in your power to do boots on the ground, perfectly, hands down. If you can do boots on the ground, that means just literally go over there, get your Airbnb, get your good room, and just go ahead and fly to the country you're choosing, fly to the metropolitan city there, right? Check the security there, things like that, and just fly there. Get your room and then do the boots on the ground. Go out there and start talking to some of these women. If you're going to talk to those women, from my understanding, stay away from bar girls, stay away from streetwalkers and shit like that. I would recommend going after women that make like contributions to society, like working in the grocery store, women who work like in the government sector, or women that work in warehousing, stuff like that. A librarian, you know, who's making a true contribution to society. Those are the women that you want to go to. You understand? I'm telling you, right? Right? But online is very online. I will tell you this. I had to learn this too from a OGS pack, which was real. He's in the Philippines, right? There was another guy in Brazil that said the same shit. That the majority of the women, even in Colombia, I'm gonna throw Colombia ass in there too. The majority of women that you're gonna be mating on these dating sites, 80% of them are gonna be all full of shit. They're gonna be romance scams. Some of these women, they're gonna tell you they single, but they still married or still seeing their baby daddy or kid's father low key, right? Also, too, you're gonna have women on there asking you for money to feed their family with a sad sob story. Do not fall for none of that shit. Do not fall for none of that shit. For real. Listen to me. You're gonna have to block. I had to learn this, man. You're gonna have to block a lot of these bitches on there, man, and unmatch them. All right. You're gonna have to block and unmatch them. Okay. All right. Now it's good to talk to them on the internet and then see where their head's at. So then therefore, when you go to the next woman, if she treats you differently and she's from the same country or next women, now you'll start seeing a pattern. Like for myself, I'm gonna just throw this out there. I'm gonna give you an example, okay? About online versus in person, okay? All right. And I'm gonna go back to that pork story too. All right. Online, when I was online, you're gonna primarily be using Skype or WhatsApp to communicate with these women once you pull them offline. Okay. You're gonna meet a lot. There's gonna be a lot of love scams on it, a lot of them, and they're gonna want you to fork over money. They're gonna want you to expose yourself, all types of shit, and you got to vet even more online. See, online is really good for your training of vetting a woman. I'm for real. Like the true online, once you go ahead, you get her in the chat, everything is cool. Get the phone number, you get over to WhatsApp. That's where the real test is at. Because once you get over to WhatsApp or Skype, if she starts asking you for money or telling you about all of her problems and all that shit, though, right? Guess what? She's a walking red flag. You understand? She is a walking fucking red flag. Okay, and you need to go ahead and end that conversation and block that hoe. You understand? Her life problems, right? Her financial problems are not your problems. All right. We have a code that we use as red pillars, and I learned this from the passport bros too, and the true expats. So you know what that is? You do not You do not send any foreign woman any serious money, okay, until you have met her first. I'm going to say it again. Do not, and I repeat, send any woman any money until you met her first. Okay? That's number one. Number two, like in the Philippines, right? They like to throw out the word I love you and I'm sorry a lot. I'm telling you a lot very early. Do not, I repeat, tell her you love her. Don't do that shit. You make it clear to her that I don't love anybody but myself. And until I at least meet you in person to determine what type of person you really are. Okay? Set your preferences. This is what you prefer. I'm talking about preferences. Okay? All right? I'm making it clear. Do not do this shit. Don't send them money. Don't tell them I love you. Just don't do it. If they want to tell you they love you, that's on them. Okay? But you need to keep your guards up for these online women because these online women out there will try to use you and emotionally fuck you up, man. For real. There's a lot of scammers in the Philippines, man. And they're gonna hit you with "I'm not that type," man. They're gonna hit you with I'm not that type" shit every time or whatever, right? But the true test is in the actions. How long are they going to communicate with you online? How long are they going to wait for you before you go get that passport, get your ticket together, and literally head over to that country? I've seen people, women in Colombia. I got on those sites. Those women set up there and kept asking me for money, man, and telling me this shit in Spanish. Right? We had to use translators. Right? I had to end the conversation. You understand? And these women look beautiful. But the thing is, you don't know if they married, man. And if the guy, listen, some of these dudes be putting these chicks up to actually, man, get money out of you, right? So then you can send money to her so she could take that money to give it to him and family, man. I'm telling you, you understand? Yeah, remember, we if you are you here, I don't know, TYM, are you here in the States or not, man? Or are you in the UK? If you in a first world country, remember the dollar is strong in the motherfucker in these countries. It's very strong, okay? The dollar, the euro, the pound, yeah, man. The British pound, man. Yeah, these currencies are very strong. So you'd be surprised what $50 could do to a person. You see where I'm at? But set your preferences, man. But don't be falling for these women like that, man. For real, they know they know they up to no good. And then also let me throw out a bonus too. They go in. You're gonna deal with a lot of ghosting on there too, man. Ghosting, disappearing, man. They're gonna lead you on. Listen, you're gonna have a really good conversation with them, man, for like weeks, hell, months, man. I'm telling you, and then they'll just disappear on you, man. Usually, it's because, in my opinion, the kids, if they're a single mother, the kid's dad got back in the picture, or she had her profile on a majority of other dating sites that she didn't tell you about, and another guy got her interest, so she just ghosted. You see what I meant? You know, and then usually they'll pop back up like nothing didn't happen and shit, and try to ask you for some money or give you the sad story, man. Just leave her ass alone. You understand? A real woman, right, overseas, if she's interested in you online, she's going to keep in communication with you. You understand? Consistent. She's not gonna miss the beat. Trust me, man. She's not gonna miss the beat. I don't care what you say. She's not gonna miss the beat. But anyways, let me go back to my pork story, and also let me go to the chat real quick. So, of course, TM just said, "Can you meet foreign women online first, anywhere, or just got to go over there?" I've already answered that question. Shining Fantastic said, "Yeah, baby, Mr. GG, come on over. Our passport arms are open." Stop, man. Stop, man. You like, how can I put it? You're like, man, how can I put it? The Huggy Bear of the Passport Bros. He said, "Come on in." I think you guys have opened up the arms to like Tom Brady also. So Tom Brady went through some bullshit. He needs to he needs to go through the Passport Bro movement too. Shit. Welcome him in. Shout out Fat Taxes ass and said, "That's me texting you a pick of my lady." Okay, got you. I was like getting hit with text, man. I was like, damn. Oh, okay, damn. Okay. Oh, these are your upload ones. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Cool, man. I seen the other one, man. You had, man. You looked so goddamn happy, man. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you. But thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Shaolin Fantastic, man. I really appreciate that shit, man. You know. But yeah, man. But yeah, man. Let me go back to my story about the pork. So the woman sit up here, and I told her I don't eat pork. She got sassy mouth and went, "How can you don't eat pork? My grandma, auntie, sister, Devlin, and them, they ate pork, and my uncle did too. So you should eat it." No, I don't want to eat pork. I'm sorry. We're either bitch respect that shit or goodbye. That's it. You know, why do you gotta look mean about this shit? Why do you gotta get an attitude because I don't eat pork? Like, I just don't understand these matrix bitches. I just don't. So I leave, right? I leave because I'm not dealing with this fucking bitch attitude, right? You know. And then she had the audacity to contact me back. I think it was like a couple days later, a week later, some shit. You know, what you doing? I want to hang out with you. And I said, do you got a better attitude than you did last time? That's just how I am. Well, that's not who I want to be around. I didn't meet you that way. I shall not continue to be around you that way. Remember, Matrix bitches change up. I'm sorry, okay. You know, I just want to hang out with you. It's just I don't understand how, you know, you just don't eat pork and everything. All right. And you know, of course, like a dumbass at the time, I said, fine, we can go ahead and hang out. Okay. I'm gonna cook for you and everything. Okay, cool. I'll go over there. What the fuck you guys think she did? Put in the chat what y'all think that bitch did, man. I'm gonna give you a hint. She was cooking. Put in the chat what the fuck you think that bitch did. Let me know. Y'all don't put it, I'm gonna give y'all the answer. Y'all ready? Here's the answer. All right. Here, matter of fact, here, let me type something real quick. One moment. All right. Close. Close. All right. TM just gave an answer. He said cook some bacon. No, no, she didn't cook no bacon. She cooked, but it wasn't no goddamn bacon. Are you ready? I'll tell you what the bitch cooked. You ready? I think she was trying to be funny. All right. But she could have been dead serious. And I'm not gonna lie, when I walked in, that motherfucker, it smelled good. This smelled good. Okay. All right. Now this is back in my day when I was dating a single mother's here. You ready? She had like 2 kids and shit. One apiece, one boy, one girl. You ready? The bitch actually cooked some smothered pork chops. Greens on the side. Matter of fact, let me throw in there to you some chopped up bacon in the greens. So you were close. Chopped up bacon with the greens, right? Chopped up bacon with the greens. Pork bacon, right? Macaroni cheese on the side, right? And I asked her, what is this for? I cooked for you. I said, I made it clear to you, man, I don't eat pork. I'm serious about this shit. Man, you gave me some smothered pork chop. This has, man, types of swine in there, man. I don't eat swine. Why are you doing this? You gonna make me cook all this for you? You heard what she said? You gonna make me. She invited me over there. You gonna make me cook all this shit for you? And you mean to tell me you gonna waste it? And I said, bitch, I'm about to throw this whole goddamn plate in your face if you don't keep talking to me like that and shit. You ain't gonna throw nothing in my face. And you know what? You have a great day. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. I'm just glad that I left the first time. The second time was more of a confirmation. So I left out of the door. Of course, I was all types of bitches, motherfuckers, pussies. You don't appreciate a good woman and shit. All because she couldn't respect my preferences and she could not take the uncomfortable truth. Do you understand that? Right? This is back in the day when text messaging wasn't as famous, you know. So I got voice messages and shit. You a pussy motherfucker. You make me sick, you know. And then, you know, when you deal with the crazy ones, which I deal with a lot of crazy bitches. You get the text of, you know, I'm sorry, you know, I apologize, you know, all that shit or whatever, right? Or the voicemail. I got the voicemails too. I'm sorry, I just wasn't thinking at the time, you know. And then, can we make this work out? And then, well, fuck you then. I don't want to be with you. You know, it was an up and down roller coaster and shit. I just never responded to shit. I just sat back and I'm dating. So at the time I'm dating, I'll have like another woman over there, and I said, "Baby, look at this. Listen to this shit." And the woman in my kitchen at the time, right? I had a white girl at the time. That woman was black who acted like that. I had a white girl at the time. She told me, the white girl told me, "Dang, that's what you got to go through." Well, that's what I did go through. Did past tense. Shit. Because back in my day, the white girls were traditional. Okay, they had some traditions. They were getting indoctrinated in the matrix, but at the time they were cooking. They were cleaning. These motherfuckers was coming over my house cleaning my table. Um, I'm a domino player, right? I still play dominoes. So while I'm playing dominoes, that white girl come over there, bought beer for all of my guys, cooking in the kitchen for all my guys and shit. Checking my daughter, changing her diaper, man. All real ass mother shit. This is back in the day, okay? The white girls treated me good back in the day, okay? All right. So what ended up happening was the loony bitch, right? I guess ended up, and you know how karma works, man. Crazy meets crazy, right? She ended up meeting somebody, and thing happened. Guy ended up beating the fuck out of that bitch. Yeah, he beat the fucking brakes out of that bitch. Yes, beat the brakes out of her, right? And she called me up crying, sad and everything, but that's not my situation. All right. I escaped from that situation, put myself in a more positive situation. She took that badass, fucked up attitude to another guy. And that's all it takes for these women to do is try that bullshit they do with another man, right? Or one of their exes. And what do you think is going to happen? He's going to take the same amount of behavior she had, multiplied times, I don't know, 10 or 20, and beat that motherfucker's ass. Oh, yeah. Beat that bitch's ass. I'm not bullshitting about this. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not. I had another one. I love telling these stories and shit so you guys can fucking understand this shit. It is important to discuss the uncomfortable truth. It's important to understand how karma works. Okay? All right? It's important to understand that you have a preference. It's important. Click the like button as you come in. All right? Click the subscribe button too as you come in. All right? But anyways, there's more. I had another situation where I was with a girl and I told her clearly, man, that hey, I've been with a few women. The number one thing is if I get with you, I don't mind coming into your house, staying there part time, whatever. Just don't kick me out of the house. That's my preference. My daughter's with me. Don't put us out on the street. I've been through a lot of women. Just don't do it. I talk about all this shit, right? I don't. I won't abuse you. I won't put my hands on you. If we get in an argument, it gets real bad. I'll just volunteer and leave, right? But if you call the police on me once or whatever, man, we're done. I'm gonna tell you how karma works. What thing happens one day? Like I told you, women will wake up out of nowhere and just change their mind. It's just how they operate, man. Women, I don't care if they're overseas. I don't care if they're in the matrix. This is just how they operate, man. They change their mind all the damn time. Unstable creatures, right? Talks about this shit in the Bible. What do you think happened? She ended up waking up, told me and my daughter I had to go, right? Because I was staying there at the time, and I was at a time where my lights had went out, right? My lights were out, and I needed help get my lights up. And I was waiting for a grant to come in and get our lights turned back on at my place because I had my own place. She stayed in Kansas City at the time. I stayed in Independence, right? Remember, I told her my preference, right? Told her the uncomfortable truth about my lights, right? Because I'm embarrassed, man. The fucking lights is out. I'm a single father. I got a little girl. That shit was like embarrassing at the time. She told me I needed to leave, right? I said, okay, all right. I respect her wishes and I left, right? What the fuck you think happened? After she got me out of there, me and my daughter, we had to stay in a homeless shelter. And it was a pro women, liberal as fuck homeless shelter, right? This is before, these are in my days before I actually have taken the red pill, okay? These are back in my very, 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 very blue pill days. Okay, all right, I was like really fucked up blue pill. Like I was, one of those guys that thinking, how that shit is. You just got to keep looking for a woman. You just keep finding the bad ones and everything. I was one of those guys. Yes, I was. I fucking was. I stay in a homeless shelter. The homeless shelter for women, right, and families, right. You know, I got in there because I had my kid, and I'm a single father, right. So imagine how the fuck I got treated. I got treated like a roller coaster ride of one day is good, one day is bad. But at least I got a roof over my head. They helped me get a grant. Grant kicked in. So when the grant kicked in, it paid for all of my utilities. Utilities got reestablished, meaning my electric bill. And I went around my house. We started cleaning. Me and my daughter, we started cleaning like hell. My daughter was like 3 years old, 4 years old at the time. Lights get back on, man, right? Dude, I was only in there maybe a week, man. I cleaned the fuck out of that spot, right? Cleaned it hard, right? Pine Sol, bleach, right? Because if you guys ever came to my place, I kept a clean place, right? Charlene, you come over here, man, you had some beer, man, you be like, man, this nigga keep a clean place. Yeah, he does. All right. Check this out. So at my place, I'm like, shit, well, we back, baby. I gave my daughter a hug. We hugged each other. Yeah, we got our place back, right? And she said, can I go to my room? I said, yeah, baby, you can go to your room. She go in her room, go jump on the fucking bed, have fun. I get to jump on my bed. Yes, you get to jump on the bed, baby. Yeah, we celebrate. We back. Normally, I don't let you do that shit, but yeah. She jumping on her bed. We happy. I'm out there barbecuing. My daughter helping me season. Yeah, I taught my daughter how to season food when she was young. Guess who the fuck I got a phone call with? I got a call from the bitch that kicked me and my daughter out of the fucking house. Right hand to God, I'm telling you, this was like 30 days later. Okay? 30 days later. She called me up, man. And she called me up out of nowhere. I'm sitting on I'm barbecuing, man. I got a nice ass grill. I got burgers, chicken. I got fucking goddamn hot dogs, brats and shit, man. I'm bringing the kids over, all types of shit, man. They like GG barbecue and he back, y'all. For real, they know I always have it popping over there, right? Dominoes playing. We got the spades on. We got the radio. We got it popping, man. Real shit. Y'all around me. We would have a good ass time. What the fuck do you think happened? That woman actually called me up. I said, hello? Who is this? It's so and so. I'm like, who? You know it is. I don't know who you are. I know who this bitch is and shit. I'm playing dumb. I gotta go. Click. She called me back like 4 times and said, who is this? This is so and so. Do you remember me? You and your daughter used to stay in my house. Yeah, what's going on? Well, I just wanted to tell you something. What? I I I got chased out of my house by some man. What do you mean some man? The guy you left me for? The guy I was dating at the time, and he chased me out of my house butt naked with a knife, and now I'm staying at a women's shelter right now, and I don't know what to do. I need some help. Can you help me? I said, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I just thought I would come over to your place and bitch, listen. You kicked me and my daughter out at a time of need. Okay? We had no lights. Our lights are on now. I'm sitting here with a radio. I got a cold ass beer, right? I'm sitting up here. I'm listen. I got cold ass beer. I'm drinking. I'm having a good ass time with barbecuing. What you need to do is go on back to the dude who you decide to leave my ass for, and leave my ass the fuck alone, right? And go to that shelter there. That can help you, right? He said, "Are you crazy? I'm not going back to him. He chased me out with a knife and butt naked. I didn't even have no clothes on and everything." This is the guy you left for. You wanted thugs. You wanted bad boys and shit. You didn't want me. Remember, I was a good ass man to you. But you threw the blessing away because you decided that you wanted something else different. You got the difference. You got the thug. You should be happy with it. And as far as that shelter, they're there to help you. They can't help me. How come they can't help you? You stay in there. These people are crazy here. They can't help. No, sound like you the crazy one. I gotta go. I'm about to enjoy my beer. You need to go ahead and seek the help and go back to that man and chase you away because apparently you like abusive motherfuckers that chase you with fucking knives. Click. What the fuck you think happened? I continue to enjoy myself. Had a good ass time. You see how quick karma came and whooped that ass? Just like we was in a shelter, she's in a shelter. Under 30 days. Right hand of God. She got rid of a good man, which was myself, for a thug and bad boy. I can't make this shit up. Got rid of me quick, moved him in quick. Yeah. This was in under 30 days, man. This was like we got back to our spot, man. Like at the end of the month, we stayed in the hope that fucking shelter for like 3 weeks. Week 4, yeah, we got them up with lights on and everything. Lights is back on and everything. Got back in the shelter and everything. It's fucking crazy. Let me go to the chat. Shouting Fantastic said, cook some spaghetti. No, she didn't cook no spaghetti. You know, like I said, TY came fucking close. TYM said, holy shit. Yeah, I'm not bullshitting about this shit, TY. Shouting Fantastic said, damn. Then he said that cold beer makes the decisions for you. Yeah, that cold beer does. It sure the fuck did. I'm not bullshitting. It's shit. So yeah, I got off the phone with that bitch, turned up the radio, and I had a great ass time. I'm not bullshitting. Mm-hmm. What's the moral of the story, gentlemen? What's the moral of the story, audience? Make sure that you have your preferences and say fuck those. Instead of fucking those who don't respect you for your preferences. You tell people the uncomfortable truth. I told her the uncomfortable truth of what happened. Bitch, this is what you did to us. We could have still been together, but you chose to make the decision. You chose to destroy a happily relationship because you wanted something different. You wanted a different dick. Who knows? You wanted a bad boy. I don't know. All I know is me and my daughter got kicked out. But you contacted us right after you lost your place, you lost your Section 8, you lost your fucking goddamn home. Your kid is God knows whatever, and you got chased out by a thug. That's what thugs do. When thugs cry, cry. Shit. Yeah, man. Chase the ass out with a fucking knife, butt ass nigga. But that's just how karma works, man. That's just how karma works. The last story I got for the night, so I can close this out, is about my mother, okay? All right. It's about my mother, okay? All right. And remember, I told you guys on my other videos, me and my family, we are not close for shit. We're just not. We're just not. But this is my last story I have pertaining to both preference and also the uncomfortable truth, okay? All right. So I went to my mother's house back when my daughter was like 1. I was in the middle of getting custody of my daughter, just the middle of it, and I had another ex. Now, one thing I will tell you here in Kansas City, women like to do, right, is that they like to wait till another dude gets back in their life. And if you're a good man and you moved in with her to help her with the bills, clean the house, all that shit, they like to kick you out in the fucking cold, right? And don't give a fuck where you go. You understand? It's just what they do, okay? This is at the time. This is back in my 20s, you guys, all right? I'm in my early 40s now, okay? Hear me out. So my mom had a habit of kicking me out ever since I was 9, right? And every time she kicked me out, either she'd bring another boyfriend in or she had an alcohol episode where she was the type of bitch she just couldn't catch her fucking liquor. She just could not maintain her alcohol behavior. You know, it was always a fucked up behavior. Okay. And this was around in October. Let's see, my daughter was born on, now we're going to say October 2010. Okay. 2010, you know, daughter's walking, all this shit, right? Okay. 2010, 2011. Let's just be a little flexible. Daughter's in a stroller, and wind chills like negative 14 degrees, right? And the fucking goddamn temperature out there is fucking like, I don't know, like 8 degrees out there, right? This is Fahrenheit, all right? Fahrenheit temperature. Snow out there is like fucking goddamn 4 feet, man. That shit was like up there, man. I'd say maybe 3 feet or whatever. It was up there, man. So I go in the house, my mom's house, and she had an alcohol episode, right, where she was both happy to see me but unhappy, and she looked at me. This is how single mother, how fucked up single mothers are. And she looked at me and told me that I look like my father. You need to get the fuck out, you pussy son of a bitch. And I said, who the fuck you talking to? I thought we were on good terms. I brought you over to see your granddaughter for the first time, and it's late at night. I don't give a shit. Get the fuck out of my house, right? Took her glass and threw it at me and hit the fucking wall. I was like, wow. This is not the first time she had like episodes like this. So I grabbed my daughter and she said, you need to get you and that fucking it up out of my house. My mom stayed in an apartment at that time. She called my daughter a fucking it. And I said, my daughter's not no fucking it, you crummy bitch. Yeah, I did. I grabbed my daughter and I said, we'll never see your ass ever again. Next time we see your ass, we'll probably see your ass at the funeral. This is what happened. We went downstairs, slammed the door, she called the police. I go out there. Remember, there's like 3-4 feet of snow out there. I'm out there with a stroller. My daughter's 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock. All right. I'm in Kansas City. I'm off of 35th and Main area, man. There was Burger King at that time around there. Go look it up in Kansas City. 35th and Main, Armour, Maine. Okay. I was walking down that street. I'm like, damn, where the fuck I'm gonna go 1 o'clock in the morning? And so one of my people who I cut hair, because I cut hair for a long time, you guys. As a barber. Non-licensed, yeah, but I cut hair. A lot of heads. He said, Gigi, is that you with baby girl? I said, who the fuck are you? It's like, remember, it's nighttime, snow out there and everything. He said, that is you. If you don't get your ass in my car with that baby, man, I sat up there, flew in that man's car and shit. And I told him, thank you. He said, where can I take you? I said, take me to my little brother's house. I had him take me to my brother's house. This particular brother of mine is one of those brothers that never double crossed me, okay? All right? But we barely talked, okay? We went over there, got to the brother's house, told him what happened and everything, man. Guess what the fuck happened? He took me in, and I was on a housing application list and all that shit, man. And I started applying, for housing and shit. And we got the housing. The place I stayed in Independence that I was telling you about earlier that didn't have the lights, that's when I first was getting that place. This is how karma works, right? I'm going to tell you how the magical world, how karma works. Listen. 1 year later, right? 1 year later. Now, mind you, we stayed with my brother, I think 3 months. We got the spot after we stayed in there or whatever, right? We stayed in there. This is before the homeless rate was so high, okay? Because you can get on an application list, and after you get on an application list, at the time, you can get housing within 6 months, right? That's how it was back in the day. I go ahead and get our housing. We get stable and everything. Dude, I swear to you, man, the same time I moved in, I got my spot. It was the same. It was a year later in October. Remember the beginning of the story I told you, October, right? Around 2010, 2011, right? The same fucking week. This is the first week of October, okay? This particular October, it wasn't no snow on the ground, right? It was like spring weather outside for some reason, right? And no snow or anything. So I walked by my mother's house, man, and I'm going to that Burger King I was just telling you about, right? Right hand to God. I go by, man, I'm walking by our apartment complex. Our apartment complex is on a side street, okay? So there's a side street. There's a Burger King. Go look this shit up, man. Main Street and Armour Boulevard, right? There's a storage place sitting right there on the corner in US Bank. But there's a small block she was on. I think it was East 34th Street. I'll never forget that shit. Dude, why do I walk down that street, right? There's the Burger King right there. At the time, there's a big-ass lot right there. It's an empty lot, right? Piece of land right there. I peeked down that street as I was going straight. Dude, uh, uh, dude, no, let me go back to the story. I went back one day to go get my daughter because it was my daughter's transition day from my mom. Went over there to pick up my daughter in the morning, and I seen this sheriff come, man, out of nowhere, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I said, "Pretty." He said, "Pretty good." I said, "Everything's okay." He said, "Yeah." I seen these papers in his hand, right? I don't know who these papers were from, right? What was he doing with them, right? You know, in my mind, when the sheriff comes, that means somebody going to court. He goes, serves the paper somewhere inside of the apartment and leaves, right? Something told me, mind you, I'm waiting for my daughter to come because we agreed that my mother's front yard area of the apartment complex would be the transition time with my daughter, right? Because we're co-parenting. Something told me to go upstairs and go look at your mom's door. I went up there because she got served for me. She got served to go to court. I didn't know what the court was. I was like, okay, all right. Mind you, this is all the drama that happened, all right? Now, dude, literally a week later, this is like end of September, beginning of fucking October. Right hand to God, when I did that walk that one day I was telling you about, fast forward, dude, I seen all of her shit on the fucking curb, man. All that shit was on the fucking curb. Rained on and all types of shit, man. Rained on. My brother was there. I kept wondering one day he rushed out of the house. The same one that I was staying with. I was wondering where the fuck he had rushed out. My dad out just got my place though, but I still came over to visit. But he just rushed out, didn't say nothing. He is over there watching this woman's stuff, man, while that shit's sitting on a fucking curb. People picking over her shit. Fucking goddamn birds are out there and shit. It's been rained on. Couches, covers, eviction like a motherfucker. Okay? Let me tell you something. When I say karma never forgets a fucking address or a name and who it happened to, that's how it works. My own mother. So then I walked near that block. My mother pretended, and this is what she said. Hey Gigi, how you doing? That's my baby. How you doing? I looked to my left, looked to my right, did an about face, and kept walking towards fucking Burger King. That was it. You see the moral of the fucking story? Hmm? The moral of the story is this. She had to accept the uncomfortable truth of how the fuck she did me and her baby. Right now, my mother died, passed away, probably not realizing that the karma that she done to me and my daughter, and probably other brothers and sisters the same damn way, came back on her ass and she lost that place. That woman, listen, karma whipped her ass so bad. Not only she lost that place, but my own sister took her in. When she took her in, I think for like a few years ago, a few years or whatever, guess what happened? Yeah, she ended up having what we call one of those silent seizures, you know, where she had a nervous breakdown because she lost her house or apartment. But one of those seizures where you just sit back, you know, just look like this and then just shake. Yeah, she had one of them seizures and then she snapped back and had a conversation. This was at a Thanksgiving dinner. My sister had told me that. You understand? And then after that, she got put inside of a retirement home, you know, because everybody kept telling her, hey, you better put that bitch inside a retirement home. I ain't got the money. No, she got some money. Y'all got the money too. Y'all got the money to move her in. Y'all got the money to move her out. Motherfuckers better not ask me for shit. They got her in that retirement home, and what do you think happened? She passed away. She's gone. My mother's been gone for a while. But you guys understanding this shit, man? Are you understanding? That story is an example of the uncomfortable truth that I have to accept. So all you motherfuckers out here who you think you can do dirty, listen to me and listen to me clearly. Whoever you done dirty to, you had better confess it as the uncomfortable truth. Otherwise, karma about to come beat your ass unexpectedly. It could beat my mama's ass. She lost her own place. She's dead in the ground, man. She had seizures and all that shit, man. Me and my dog, we got our own spot at the time, man. We chilling. We chilling. You understand? I still use those stories to this day to make me the strong single father I am right now. You understand? So whoever you done dirty out there, you better confess that shit too. And also too, you better go ahead and come to yourself and realize that you ain't gonna get away with this shit, man. And right now, I wanted to tell you that that is an example of the uncomfortable truth. And my preference is I do not, in that particular situation, want my daughter to want for less, and I don't want myself to settle for less. I want myself to get the best. Do you understand that? But anyways, you guys, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming tonight, right? We're in at about an hour and 40 minutes in. We're going to go ahead and close the show out. Make sure you guys click the like button as you're leaving. Click the subscribe button as you're leaving. A lot of you guys have the option to go ahead and re-listen to this probably in the morning or so when this happens and everything. Just re-listen to it or whatever, because it's a long rant I went on today about the uncomfortable truth and preferences. So yeah. But anyways, without further ado, click that like button, click the subscribe button as you're leaving. Also share the video. I appreciate it. I thank my people who actually really engaged in the chat. I also thank my audience too. Actually, did come in late. So yeah, but we covered a lot of this stuff, you guys. We covered a lot of things. So anyways, without further ado, I hope all goes well for you. May God bless you all. All right. And until then, you guys take it easy. Take care of yourself and your family or your children. Take care of your health, man. And also, too, take your daily dose of red pills, okay? You understand? Understand that reality and female nature is what the fuck it is, right? And remember, just because people out here don't respect your preferences, that does not mean that another person out here in the world will not. You understand? There's other people that will love to enjoy your preferences, but you just have to associate yourself with the people. You understand? Remember, it's a bigger world than your local area, and it's a bigger world than just people who you are just subscribed to. You understand that? Bigger world out there, okay? And the uncomfortable truth is something that people just gotta accept, man. Remember, talk to these people about it. When you date them, man, on your job, man, your best friend, whatever it may be, man, just tell them, man, what it is, right? Listen, it's uncomfortable truth, but you'll actually live another day. You understand? You still get up, eat your oatmeal, eat your eggs, go to the restroom, smoke your cigarette, drink your beer, whatever you do, man. Drive your car, whatever, man. But just make sure you understand, okay? All right? There's a time for every damn thing, okay? There's a time for every damn thing. Anyways, you guys take it easy. Talk to you soon. Mr. GG, Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement Channel. I'm out.